Hi guys, so I'm here to do my wrap up for August. I read a total of 5 things, so I'll tell you a little bit about those and then I'll go into the books that I bought during August. As usual, I bought way more books than I actually read, so it's clear to say I have a problem. Anyway, so the first thing I read was a continuation of the Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy, and I went on to the third book, which is The Faceless Ones. Now, I did have a complete review made for this. Again, I'm not sure when it's going to be uploaded as usual, and of course because it's a third in a series, I can't go into too much depth about it. But we're following a girl and her adventures with a skeleton detective, kind of finding out the mysteries and sourcing out villains and stuff in the magical realm. It's a really fun series. It's middle grade, but you know, it's definitely got some context for older readers to enjoy as well if you like that sort of thing. So I gave this a 4 stars, and I'm really happy to find out that I enjoyed this a lot, because the second book I read a few months prior to it, I didn't enjoy it as much as I was hoping to, but this has just brought me back onto loving the series, and so far it is one that I would definitely recommend. Next, I read the second and third single issues of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Again, can't go into too much detail about this, but I read, I think, the first volume last month, or the first issue. I'm really loving it. I'm reading it online, so they're coming out in single issues, but I think next time I read comics online, I'll kind of read all of the issues together, but just count it as a volume. It's just a little bit easier, I think, to review that way, because I find it difficult to review individual issues. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. Again, obviously I can't go into too much detail, but I rated both issues 3 stars. Next up, I actually have a physical book to show you, and that is The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. This is actually the first time I had got a chance to read it, to my knowledge anyway, and oh my god, it was amazing. As usual, you can find all of my reviews in the description. I've got my Goodreads link down below. I go into so much depth in this, and yeah, this was totally a 5-star read for me. But just gonna glaze over some points. I really loved the story of Mowgli. It was absolutely amazing. Everything was just well done, like well fleshed out. The characters and the conversation between them was just amazingly written. It was beautifully done. And although I was shocked to see that not the whole book was about Mowgli and the jungle, we have other short stories kind of collected in there, and I really did enjoy all of them too, so definitely pick this up if you haven't read it before. It is not quite different to the Disney film, like the cartoon one, but it's got more depth there, more kind of morals and that sort of thing. And then lastly, I read Beautiful Broken Things by Sarah Bernard, and oh my gosh, this was another killer story for me. I absolutely loved this. I actually took it with me to V-Fest and read a fair bit there, so it's something to enjoy during the evenings and the early mornings before I was out and about listening to music and stuff. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this. This got a 4.5 stars for me. This is about Caddy and Rosie, who are inseparable best friends, until one day Suzanne is introduced into their lives and everything kind of skyrockets and changes their lives, particularly Caddy's, forever. Seamlessly. So it's just kind of following the art of female friendships, and it does it beautifully. I think this is Sarah Bernard's debut novel, and if so, you know, regardless, I guess, it was beautifully written, and I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for this author. So I actually felt it was a bit reminiscent of The Girls by Emma Cline, as well as Girls in Love by Jacqueline Wilson. It just had that air to it for me, which I really loved, but as well as that, it was entirely its own thing as well. It definitely had some themes that were troubling, some situations that were kind of shocking and upsetting to hear about, but it was done in such a well-written way, a believable way as well. Like the characters and everything was just, it really packed its punch. It was amazing. Again, I'll go into so much depth in my review. Please check that out if you get a chance to read it on my Goodreads page. But yeah, I totally recommend this. I think it's considered like YA contemporary, and I don't usually read that much in the genre, but I've been loving broadening out into more genres recently, and yeah, this was a great read for me. Really recommend it. So that's it for all the books I read. I'm now going to show you some of the books I bought. It's going to be strange because quite a few of you already know that I've never in my life read Harry Potter, but when The Cursed Child came out, I had to buy it. Originally I think it was like £20. A lot of the shops are selling it for £10, and then I found it in Tesco for £9, but I had already bought it by then. No, I haven't read it yet. No, I haven't started the series yet, but it makes sense because I've got the rest of the series. I got them in Tesco, although Order of the Phoenix I had to get in another Tesco because they didn't have it at the one that I went to, but they're really good for book prices there. So I guess I'll quickly jump onto those. So I have Quidditch Through the Ages. I'm not too sure which order these little books go, but they're kind of like the little, not novellas, but the little stories and rules from like the films and the books and that, I'm supposing. This is obviously by J.K. Rowling. I thought it was other people that had wrote it as well, but I guess not. Got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and Tales of Beedle the Bard. I'm annoyed that they have the stickers right on them, particularly this one, because it's like a cardboardy material and it's going to be like hell to get that off, but I'm going to try. And then of course I got Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets. I just love these colours, they're stunning. I'm so glad they were like really cheap. They were like £3.99 and £4.49 and that, and £4, so really nice pricing. The Prisoner of Azkaban, I think I'm right reading these in the right order. The Goblet of Fire, the Order of Phoenix, which is the heftiest one I've ever seen, and this is the one that I had to get from a different Tesco, and that one was £4. The Half-Blood Prince, and lastly the Deathly Hallows. So I'm really excited to finally start this. I think I'm going to read my illustrated one first, and then like just continue or start properly again with the main series. I don't know what I'm going to do yet there, but yeah, I'm supposing everybody has read Harry Potter, so let me know what you think of it without any spoilers. I don't even think I've properly seen all the movies. I might have seen like one or two in passing on television, random ones, not even in the correct order, but I'm really excited to start this journey, because a lot of people say it's a series they wish they could read again for the first time with those feelings. So I'm kind of taking my time to get there because I want it to be perfect. And then I think I got these from a charity shop, or did I get it from a doctor's surgery? Because there's a few doctor's surgeries and hospitals that I go to that actually have books, you know, that you could donate a small amount of money and take them. So I got them from either a charity shop or a doctor's surgery or something. But I got the Dante Club by Matthew Pearl. I don't really know what these are about, but they're things that I've had on my wish list, so I obviously do in the back of my mind, but I can't recall them quickly and I can't bother to read off the back. I've got Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. I've been wanting to read some of his books for ages, absolute ages. And lastly, Terry Pratchett's Going Postal, because I've been wanting to start all of his books in the Discworld series. And I know this isn't the first one chronologically. I've got a really nice like poster on my computer that tells me a good order to read it in, but at least I'm there somewhat. I've got a book. So that is it. This was actually surprisingly short. Loads of my wrap-up videos have been like 20 minutes of late, but I'm glad I can condense this a little bit. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you've read and also what you've bought during August, and possibly what your favourite book of August was. So I'll be looking forward to hearing back to you soon, and I'll speak to you in my next video. Take care, bye.
And you make me feel like a rebel, but I will not give you a reason to destroy me more and more again.